Alrighty, so with only one game on today, I thought it was probably a good time, if any, to sort of address one of the stranger teams so far this season. That team being the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are 6-1 in a league where they were predicted to be far from that. Like, we had so many people throughout the start of the season, sort of myself included, where when they told us that the Bulls were going to stay with the same roster and that they were just going to run it back with what they had and not go into any trade talks, into any moves, nothing like that, we thought the Bulls were going to be bad. And to be completely honest, 2 weeks into the season, this could be a complete overreaction. So if this video goes out and in 2 weeks' time the Bulls are 6-6, I apologise to the Bulls. But I wanted to really touch on them because so far this season, the Chicago Bulls are playing some of the best hoops when they are third in strength of schedule. Obviously, strength of schedule is one of those like stats where it's one of those advanced stats that some people look at, some people don't look at. Basically, all strength of schedule is it basically looks at the teams that they've played against and judge if those teams are good or not, pretty much. It's the layman's terms of saying it. If that team is actually good or not. For the Chicago Bulls to be third in this strength of schedule means they are in the top 3 of hardest opponents in these first 2 weeks of the season. And somehow, some way, they have pulled it out and are now the 1 seed in the East. To me, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I was not a part of the Bulls hype train. I didn't think it was ever going to come. I thought the Bulls are just going to be sort of mediocre again this season, that they were going to play in the play-in. And look, we're 2 weeks in. They could still be in the play-in by the time we get to that time of year. But for right now, they are looking like a really good basketball team. Led, obviously, by Josh Giddey. When Josh Giddey got given his contract at the start of this season, a lot of people were saying they overpaid. Josh Giddey's not worth that much. He doesn't have enough offense in his game. And there was so many things to be said about Josh Giddey. He has come out so far this season and he is averaging 23, 10 and 9. 23, 10 and 9 against some of the opponents that they've gone up against is wildly impressive. Josh Giddey scoring 30 points in a night is impressive. I did not think Josh Giddey had that much of an offensive bag that he could carry the load like that. The last game out, he had 32 points and like 13 rebounds, 13 assists. If he's not getting a triple-double, which he has for the last 2 appearances, he has been damn near close every single night. He's either gone a couple of rebounds short, a couple of assists short. He's hit the points mark every single night. But he's just sort of fallen behind a tiny bit on the rebounds and points. Like, it's incredible. For a team like the Chicago Bulls to have a net rating of 18th in the whole association, so they are bottom 15, they are 19th in defensive rating and only 13th in offensive rating. This team in any other season would be near the bottom of the table. But for whatever reason, the Bulls just are playing really good basketball. Obviously, they don't even have their best player in Coby White. I mean, by the time Coby White comes back, Josh Giddey might have the reins to the team already. We don't sort of know this yet. But Josh Giddey is just doing whatever he wants on the basketball court. And that is ridiculous to say out loud. Like, that just sounds ridiculous. Josh Giddey, the guy who started on OKC's bench at the start of last season, who barely looked like he was even going to get a game. Provided that OKC team is as deep as it gets with any team in the association, and Josh Giddey really didn't fit the mold that they were going for. But when he's moved over to the Bulls, people were thinking that it was just a move where Josh was going to go there for a little while, maybe sign an extension and then get moved off into the next offseason. But this has not been the case because Josh Giddey is becoming a Chicago Bull. The fans are starting to love him, and everybody around the association is just starting to love Josh because of these ridiculous things that he's doing on the court at the moment. It's a quick sort of video because I just sort of really wanted to touch on this team and the things that they're doing in the association because it is probably the highlight of the season so far. There's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Like, there's teams that are looking not as good, but on this page, I don't want to spread the negativity. I don't want to sit up here and slander teams and say these teams are doing really bad. These teams, need to do this, need to do that. Because that's not sort of what I want for the page. I want to talk about the teams that are actually being impactful and are being better than people were expecting them to be. And if the Chicago Bulls are not one of these teams, I don't know who else is. The Chicago Bulls are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. If I thought at any point in the year I was going to say that out loud, I would have told you were kidding. Because the last time we saw the Bulls on the first seed, there was DeMar DeRozan, there was Lonzo Ball at pretty much his best. I would say it was Lonzo Ball's best form of his entire career so far. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic was still playing. Vucevic, by the way, is still playing really good basketball. Obviously hit the game winner against the 76ers the other night. And to be completely honest, Nikola Vucevic shooting a 3-point game winner is not something I probably would have put on any bingo card that I would have picked up. Like, it is one of the craziest starts to the season we've seen in a while. Obviously, I'm not going to go too far into it too early because, as I said, that Bulls team that was the first seed for some length of time, they ended up in the play-in by the end of the season. And for all I know, it could happen again. So I'm not going to go too deep. There is still 70 games left in the season. So literally anything can go on from this point on. But I just thought it was a nice thing just to sort of touch on. Like, the Bulls team as a good basketball team is good for basketball. Because I already know that there is a lot of Chicago Bulls fans. And a lot of Chicago Bulls fans that want to go to the United Center, that want to watch their team play, that wants to watch their team be successful. Because Lord only knows these last couple of years as a Chicago Bulls fan have been pretty bad. I can't really speak on it a whole lot because they're not my team. But, like, I've seen Kenny Beecham, obviously, who's one of the best in the sports media industry. He is a Bulls fan till he dies. And some of the reactions that we've seen out of Kenny in the last couple of years reacting to the Bulls is absurd. Like, it just hasn't been the most amazing time to be a Bulls fan. Like, you could probably go to the United Center 2 years ago and buy a ticket for $20. Strange coming from a Warriors fan who in 2020 had to go through what we went through. But it's good to see good Chicago Bulls basketball. That's basically it. That's all I've got for you guys. It's just a quick little back to one of the OG videos where it's literally just me sitting here and talking. I sort of miss doing these a little bit because it gets difficult trying to structure videos and stuff while, there's a lot going on and the reaction videos and that sort of stuff. It's nice to just sit in front of a camera and talk. So I've done that today. I hope you guys sort of got something out of this video, got a bit of positivity. Bulls basketball is back. Incredible. Like, don't have many words for it. Josh Giddey is playing ridiculous basketball. Nikola Vucevic is probably one of the most consistent players in the entire association, to be completely honest. And Bulls basketball is just great again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this and at least got a little something out of it, because it was just a bit of a ramble video. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in another couple of days. I apologize for the lapse of short form content. It'll come out again very soon. I'm just having a couple of days sort of laid off a little bit. So yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in another couple of days, and thank you so much.